So we finally catch Wendy out, starting to work on her plants. What are you going to be doing today?
I'm going to plant azaleas first, and then you're going to prepare all the garden beds for flowers and hopefully get all of the flowers that we picked up planted for today.
You'll have to show everybody what you bought yesterday too.
Well, it's over here. Just a wide range of flowers to put in the various beds that we have up front. Don't really know how they're going to be laid out yet, but I'll figure that out as we go.
That's the best way to do it. So what I'm going to prepare for her is, I made a video on these beds, and I've got to level it and fill it up with halfway with sand, and then the rest with the compost and dirt and all that good stuff. There's going to be 2 bys across here, and this will all be white stone. And we got a round one to go on this side. Same thing, white stone around it. It'll have boards holding in the stone. I've got to get that in place and leveled. Anything else you want to add?
White and blue theme. We have red roses already here from a year or 2 ago, and I'm planting white azaleas today, and then blue and red flowers as well today if I have time. So that's what we're doing here in the memorial area. Then we'll put mulch down and make it look pretty.
put it down on the ground so I can see it. Not the shovel, but put it where you. Just about inch back that way.
This way?
Yeah.
Right there. So I have some just rose and flower fertilizer that I'm going to put on. I also have some saved coffee grounds I'm going to sprinkle on a little bit later. The roses, azaleas, they like acidic soil, and the coffee grounds will help with that. I got the azaleas here at the memorial area, and now it's my goal to make the mobile mansion look a little prettier, so I'm going to bring some over there and plant in front of the mansion. Two big white ones that I thought I was going to put out here on either side of the rail.
Yeah.
And then I have 4 red ones that we could spread along. And then those other 2 little things, we have to figure that out.
All right, well, lay these out and I'll go get the other 2. I'm just starting with the azaleas for now, and then probably in the fall or next year I'll come over and dig up the grass and edge it and possibly add flowers at that point in time. Where's this going?
That's what I had here.
You're heavy.
Oh. Okay, well let's stand back and look. what we did, Scott and I just measured everything to make sure it's equal distance from each other and from the house, so it just looked pretty when we lined it up. Actually digging this stuff up. Hi, I'm gonna need like a scoop of compost for down here, and I'm gonna need help. This ground is like hard as a rock. The rest of our property is mostly clay and really poor soil conditions. This actually has pretty good soil here. There's just full of weeds. So I'll fill the holes with compost instead and pick up all this junk later. You dig the holes deeper.
I brought that.
Well, it's not so bad once you get underneath the weeds. Yeah, that would be helpful. Some of the roots are so... Concrete under here too.
Yeah.
Camper or something.
No, that's over there. No. But there is some stuff in here. Forget where it is.
There's something right here. I have to tell you that. Here, give it a go. So these plants we've had for a couple years, and I just never got them planted. They're they're a form of hosta. They're a hosta. Last year I didn't do anything with them, and they grew again. Didn't water. They grew again. And when I considered planting them, I watered them, and both of them were filled with swarms of daddy longlegs. So needless to say, I didn't plant them because that was gross. So we're going to plant them this year before they get filled up with daddy longlegs again. I don't know what that was all about, but it was disgusting.
Those are a little too far apart.
So I'm back here at the memorial area, and as I said earlier, our plan is to have this be patriotic. We have the flag right here, but David was a real patriot. Scott is very patriotic. So we're doing red, white, and blue here. So as I said earlier, we have the red roses and the white azaleas, and I had picked up, blue flowers are a little hard to find, at least ones that'll grow here and like direct sun. So I picked up these, again, they're perennials. They're called lithodoras, and these are called heavenly blue, so it's kind of an appropriate flower name to be here in the memorial area. A lot of these, they stayed a little bit too long in the greenhouse, so they're not very happy. It's super hot in there. We're about 70, close to 75 degrees right now here in South Carolina. The greenhouse is probably close to 100 degrees. So I just took all the flowers out of the greenhouse. They'll bounce back once they're in the ground. This spreads a little bit like ground cover. So this will be our blue. And yesterday I also bought, my intention was not for here, for these, but I decided to add some more red, and these are salvia. So these are also great for butterflies and bees. So these are little red salvias. These will grow pretty significant. So I'm going to add these next to the blue ground cover as well. So these will be a little bit taller. Those will be more lower to the ground. Now I just have to figure out how I'm going to place them all. So I'm going to ask Scott to give me a hand. Hey Scott, I need you to help me out here. This is the memorial area is his baby, so I thought I would let him participate in how he'd like to see it set up. So I was going to do just the blue, but I decided Blue, I was telling the camera, I was telling the people. So I was about to tell Scott that the blue flower that I found is interestingly called
Fedora, heavenly blue.
Heavenly Blue. So I thought you could help me figure out how to lay these out here.
Okay.
This is your baby area. So definitely here. I thought maybe we would do.
I trust your judgment.
Red and blue. Okay.
Wherever you put it, it will
Well,
be.
I would like your opinion though
Well.
too. Just because I love bees, this plant is a catmint plant. I had this in the ground last year, and again, it really was to attract the pollinators. And we found this one little tiny bee already hitting up on our flowers here. And once they're all in, these flowers will be covered in bees, and we love to watch it. Scott hates bees. He doesn't mind these kind of bees. I mean, this is a pretty little guy. My roses had nice blossoms on them. They looked beautiful. And then we had a frost maybe 2 weeks ago, and it just didn't do well on any of the plants. So the leaves are yellowing, but there is some nice new growth on the leaves. So I'm hoping with just a little bit of fertilizer, I may have to cut them back a little bit, but I'm hoping that they'll bounce back. The other thing I have to do when I'm doing this is make sure everything lines up a lot. Scott likes symmetry. He doesn't like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. He wants to see everything look symmetric. So I'm going to try my best to make sure it lines up with what I did on that side. Same thing, these are perennials that I'm putting in. So I'm going to just cover everything with frost covers this winter just to be on the safe side. But the soil here is good. I've amended it for a few years now. Fertilizer, compost, lack cow. I've amended it quite a bit. So it's actually pretty good soil. So hopefully these plants will do well. They'll survive over the winter. And next year, everything will just grow and look beautiful. That's why we have to put so much into the soil to make it be able to carry nutrients and hold water for the plants. When we lived in Connecticut, you could plant anything in the ground, it would grow. Our soil was beautiful up there. But here it's not so good. Now I have to go and look at how I have that red plant lined up on this side. It a little bit off center, so that's what I'm going to do here. That lack of symmetry drives Scott crazy. If you have a picture on the wall in your house that's crooked, he will fix it. These particular plants, the heavenly blues, get about 6 to 12 inches tall, but they grow outward. The salvias get about a foot tall, but they will also grow outward. So these will fill in really nicely. So I'm taking a break. It's, again, pretty hot here. I'm getting a little pink in the face. I did not put sunscreen on, but I'm trying to get some color. Scott and I's anniversary is this month, and I would like to be tan when we go away. So just waiting on Scott to bring down some more compost and the bags of raised bed soil to fill up those little beds that we have here near the front porch. And then I'll be adding the flowers to those, and then I think we're going to call it quits for today. Here he comes with, I don't know what's in there. We'll see. It's compost. I guess we're going to dump it in our little raised bed right here. All right, that's good. That's good. Save some for the other side. So that's compost. Our raised bed soil is actually in bags. So we'll just add it and mix it all in together. Now he's going to go and bring it around the other side. He's got his shirt on, his Southern Homestead Transformation shirt. And he is a hottie, isn't he? Coming around to the side with the smaller bed over here. Just a little round bed on this side. Putting that in. Gotta even that out though.
There could be too much in there too.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay. Again, so the sand isn't horrible. Stand up. Stand up, Scott.
When you're trying to...
Southern Homestead Transformation shirt made for him by his daughter Brittany. Turn around. There's the back. I know my boy ain't here, but he ain't gone. That's a song by Craig Morgan. Well, he thinks there's too much in there, so he's going to dig it out. And so he'll fill that with some of the compost. Then we'll bring the raised bed soil in. Oh, never mind. it's all mixed. Never mind, he already did that. So it will be one dump, and then I could grab my flowers and put some in, get them in the ground.
So you need more on that side because you've got.
I thought that was just compost, so we'll see what it is.
No, I'll just.
You'll dump it, fill this one up, and then we'll do the other side.
No, I need to move it. It's probably easier to dump this on that side.
Okay. Yes, I thought it was just the compost. He was busy when he was away while I was taking my break. So here's the next round of flowers. We filled the raised bed, as you can see, with sand halfway, soil, compost, and it's ready for planting. The reason why we did this, last year we planted in the ground, and we have feral cats. And with the mulch down and the plants there, they thought it was a big litter box. So essentially, they killed all the flowers that I had over here. So we're putting in the raised bed instead to discourage them from going into it. So I'm hoping that with enough plants, and with it being elevated off the ground, they're less likely to use it for a litter box. What I'm considering doing until the plants really fill it in is just like a small, maybe mesh wire, little stick it in the ground kind of fence to keep them from jumping into it. And then what we're gonna do along the house is we're gonna put white stone instead of mulch, again, to discourage our cats from using our area as a litter box. So that's what we're doing. I have a wide variety of plants here. Purples, reds, yellows. I have tall growing ones, low growing ones. And I don't really know how I'm gonna put them all yet, and I do have more coming in the mail. So I'm gonna do my best just to kind of lay them out in ways that I think it'll look nice when they all grow in. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I think I'm gonna do a lot of purples and pinks on this side, maybe a little bit of yellow thrown in. And I don't have enough. I know I don't have enough, but like I said, more are coming in the mail. And if I need to buy more, I will. Because my goal is to really fill that up, attract those bees and butterflies, and just make it look real pretty. Are you videotaping me over there? No. So one of the things I grew last year in the ground was lavender. I love lavender. I love the way it smells, the way it looks. But they all died. So I had maybe 3 or 4 plants in the ground and it all died. And again, like I said, our soil really is bad. So I'm hoping it'll do better in the raised beds. So this is one of the plants that I have. I'm kind of making this maybe like the central plant. So I'm just gonna put things in there now, lay them out, and see what I think. These are creeping phlox. These will spread and they'll hang. So I'm going to plant these along the edge so that it hangs over. I don't have enough. Again, I can tell by looking what I have here. I don't have enough flowers. I have more salvia. Again, these are like purpley blue kind of flowers, and these will grow tall. So I'm going to put these towards the back. These are not salvias. It's called a pincushion flower, butterfly blue. So it's like a purpley blue kind of color. So actually what I'm going to do is mix that in with the salvias. slow-growing purple flowers. These are Betty dark blue bacopa. Now these are annuals, so these are not going to live. The rest of what I put in there already are perennials. I think I'm going to put some yellow. I have yellow daisies. I'm going to stick some yellow in there and see how that does. What I'm going to do, because I can see that I don't have enough to do everything that I want to do, is before I actually put them in the ground, I think I'm going to get all the plants that I need. So I think I'll leave them in their pots just as they are for a few days until my other plants arrive, and then put them in the ground when I'm sure of what I'm looking for. So I think that's what I'm going to do.